left me crying after you've gone.
Hi, I'm Chris Grasso. I'll be performing at the Mid-Atlantic Jazz Festival with three great vocalists, Miss Sharon Clark, the wonderful Leana Seikaly, and the one and only Dick Smith. 3 p.m. Saturday, February 15th. Sharon couldn't make it to the shoot today, but we're pleased to have Leana Seikaly and Dick Smith here with us. We're going to talk a little bit about the show.
The music I'll be featuring on my set are songs from the Great American Songbook by composers like Ellington, Cole Porter, and others. Specifically, I'll probably be singing It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing, which is a favorite of a lot of my audiences. And Every Time We Say Goodbye, a beautiful Cole Porter tune.
The songs I'll be singing are dated. I will be doing probably a medley of tribute to Billy Eckstine and some other wonderful songs from yesterday.
I enjoy working with singers because vocal performers are the people who first got me interested in jazz. My parents took me to the Newport Jazz Festival when I was in junior high school, and I saw Sarah Vaughan, and after that I was hooked. Well, I've studied with some wonderful teachers here in the DC area, Ron Ellington, Robert Redd, top of the list. They're both incredible musicians. As far as listening, too many people to name, but Wynton Kelly, Red Garland, Bill Evans, and really the people who inspire me the most are the singers that I work with, because their talent and their passion is just infectious.
I fell in love with scat singing because I actually started out as an instrumentalist, as a pianist, and the more I got acquainted with jazz and I started singing this great music, I realized that scat singing was my form of improvisation on my instruments. So I listened to a lot of great instrumentalists, Charlie Parker among many, many others, and I really learned the language of vocal improvisation between him and then listening obviously to Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong and a lot of other great scat singers. I also really enjoyed scat singing and improvisation in general because my training has really allowed me to explore it quite a bit. I started out taking piano lessons since I was 4 years old, and then I went to music school and took a lot of music theory courses. And to this day, oftentimes when I'm scat singing, I'm thinking of a piano in my mind. I'm thinking of the notes on a piano, and I would not be able probably to do what I do today without that great training I received both when I was a kid and into college when I went to school for music. As much as I love reinventing or reharmonizing a beautiful tune from the Great American Songbook, I also just really love to give a really pure rendition to a tune from the 20s or 30s. And in order to do that, I really look to Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday, and even singers who came before them, Ethel Waters, Bessie Smith, Mildred Bailey, a lot of great singers from the 20s and 30s. I feel very influenced and inspired by their interpretations.
I've been singing a long time, so before I was a singer, it's an interesting topic. Because most people who sing, they sing when they're kids. My grandmother, I sung at over 8,000 funerals. So I was a funeral singer for a long, long time. And then I've been in the Washington scene for since 1960. I was on the board of directors with Let 'Em Play, and all those many, many years I hung around with Shirley Horn, Ronnie Wells. I hung around with some great vocalists and great players in a great jazz community. So I've been in that community a long, long time. So it's just been wonderful for me. I listen to everybody that I can listen to. I don't listen to one person. I really look for people who are creative and do their own thing, because you can't do Billy Eckstine better than Billy did it. It's crazy. So you try to find a place for yourself in the music, and what you do is give your own interpretation of music. And that's what I look for. When I see people doing that, it thrills me, because you're looking for your own space. And that's what it is. Actually, I came to Washington to play with the Washington Redskins, but I came from Dallas. I played with Dallas Cowboys, I played with the Washington Redskins. Of course, I played football practically all my life because I played in college. I went to Northwestern University. I was under Eric Parsegian. I've been under great coaches, so the football part, I've been through all that.
Did you do music?
All the, huh?
Did you do music at Northwestern?
Yeah, I was in the WAMU show, same one Ann Margaret and Charlton Heston was in.
Really?
I had a chance to go to Broadway, but I chose to play football. But I could have done that. I was in the right spot. I've been fortunate. God's been good to me, musically. I've done a lot of stuff. I've been on 6 gold albums. They all R&B. And I recorded for Warner Brothers. I did albums. I had a chance. I had an opportunity to go and pursue it, but you know, you have to have that drive. But nevertheless, this is a great opportunity to come and hear some great jazz, because this is the only real jazz show in Washington, D.C. But this is all under one roof, where you can actually go and hear some people who are pursuing that art of jazz.
If I had to recommend one recording for people who haven't listened to jazz before, it would easily be Kind of Blue, because it's impossible to put that music on and not have people respond to it. There's just an atmosphere and a vibe that, I mean, I've had this experience. I've put it on when non-jazz fans are over for dinner or whatever, and they inevitably ask me what it is. There's something about it that creates a certain atmosphere that they like.
The album that did it for me, to be honest, I was singing jazz for a while, but I didn't really understand or really love jazz until I was in college, and I discovered Charles Mingus's album, Mingus And I don't know what it was about that album, but it totally transformed the way I heard jazz, and I heard bass for one, but I fell in love with his compositions and his style, and to this day a lot of jazz musicians I meet say that that was the album that really got them hooked on whatever they do now. And so for me, that's the album I would probably recommend to someone.
I'll be very honest with you. If you haven't had a jazz experience, I think you should listen to. It's so many. You just have to grab some albums. You can't do it with a one record. If you like singers, then you need to listen to. You should start off with big band, something like Duke Ellington, because Duke Ellington has great songs. He has a lot of great songs and a lot of great playing. Count Basie's big band. Listen to those kind of things, and then pick up some of the jazz albums. I mean, I can't pick up one song that I think would do it. I think you just have to have exposure. I think you mature to jazz. I mean, you know, it's you really have to, you gotta listen. You know, I think what's happened to me over time, I've learned, and it maybe fried my brain, but over time I've learned that as I listen to artists, they're all independent to me. They're like cereal, you know? Cornflakes, Post Toasties, none of them are the same. You got people out here who really try to duplicate. They try to do exactly like an art, but to me, that's not the art form. These individual artists are just great artists. And if you just listen to them independently, the ones that stand alone, not these people who are copying. You know, that's what you have to listen to, I think.
Although I will say, some of the people who some people say are copying, they can be a good entree into jazz for you. So if you like Michael Bublé, I understand. Go listen to Frank Sinatra, because he wants to be Frank Sinatra. If you like Diana Krall, and I like Diana Krall, go listen to Shirley Horn.
Mm-hmm.
So some of those people can be a good way into the music. And that's the way I try to look at them.
What should I say? Only thing I want to say that if you want to have a wonderful time and enjoy some wonderful music, it's the place to be. Come on out and enjoy the wonderful sound of Miss Sharon Clark, Dina Seikaly, and a great trio, Chris Grasso, Zach Pride, and Nenny Robinson. It's going to be at 3 o'clock Saturday. Should have a wonderful time there. And what can I say?
Are you singing, Dick?
Oh, of course. I'll be there too. I don't know what to say about that. I'm Dick Smith, and I approve this message.
He's gonna run
Get
for
your
office.
ass out there and enjoy the music.
Please don't talk